The Battle of Stalingrad stands as one of the most pivotal and harrowing episodes of the Second World War. From 1942 to 1943, this brutal confrontation between Axis and Soviet forces not only altered the course of the war, but also became a symbol of resilience and sacrifice. It was here that the tide of the war began to turn, shifting momentum in favor of the Allies. In the summer of 1942, Adolf Hitler set his sights on Stalingrad, a city on the Volga River that bore the name of his Soviet rival, Joseph Stalin. Capturing it would not only provide strategic control over the region, but also deliver a psychological blow to Soviet morale. For the Soviet Union, defending Stalingrad was not just a matter of strategy, but of national pride and survival. The battle began with a ferocious German offensive. Waves of Luftwaffe bombers reduced much of Stalingrad to rubble, creating a hellish landscape of ruins. The destruction, however, worked to the defenders' advantage, turning the city into a maze of fortified positions and sniper nests. The Germans, accustomed to swift advances, found themselves bogged down in brutal close-quarters combat. Soviet forces, under the command of General Vasily Chuikov, adopted a strategy known as hugging the enemy. By keeping their lines close to the Germans, they nullified the effectiveness of German air and artillery strikes. Fighting raged street by street, building by building, with both sides enduring unimaginable hardships. The city's landmarks, such as the tractor factory and Mamayev Kurgan, became scenes of relentless and bloody struggle. The civilian population of Stalingrad also played a significant role in the battle. Thousands of men and women, including factory workers, were conscripted into militias to aid the Soviet defense. Others worked tirelessly to produce weapons and supplies for the Red Army. Their resilience under constant bombardment became a symbol of the unyielding spirit of the Soviet people. As the battle dragged on, the harsh Russian winter set in, compounding the suffering of both armies. Supplies dwindled, and hunger and disease took a heavy toll. For the Germans, the situation grew increasingly desperate. Their supply lines were stretched thin, and reinforcements were slow to arrive. Meanwhile, Soviet forces were preparing a counteroffensive that would turn the tide of the battle. On November 19, 1942, the Soviets launched Operation Uranus, a massive pincer movement aimed at encircling the German Sixth Army, led by General Friedrich Paulus. The attack caught the Germans off guard, and within days, the encirclement was complete. Trapped in the city, over 300,000 German and Axis troops faced annihilation. Despite their dire situation, Hitler ordered Paulus to hold his ground, promising relief through a counteroffensive. However, the relief effort, spearheaded by Field Marshal Erich von Manstein, failed to break through Soviet lines. As weeks turned into months, the trapped German forces endured freezing temperatures, starvation, and relentless Soviet assaults. By January 1943, the situation was untenable. Soviet forces steadily tightened their grip on the encircled Germans, and morale among the defenders plummeted. On January 31st, Paulus, recently promoted to Field Marshal, a rank no German officer had ever surrendered, capitulated. The remaining German forces laid down their arms, marking the first major defeat of the Wehrmacht in the war. The cost of the Battle of Stalingrad was staggering. Estimates suggest that over 2 million soldiers and civilians were killed, wounded, or captured during the 6-month struggle. The city itself was left in ruins, its population decimated, and its infrastructure destroyed. For the Soviet Union, the victory came at an enormous human cost, but marked a turning point in the war. For Germany, the defeat at Stalingrad shattered the myth of Nazi invincibility. It dealt a severe blow to Axis morale and depleted German resources, forcing a retreat on the Eastern Front that would continue until the war's end. For the Allies, the victory at Stalingrad was a beacon of hope, demonstrating that the Axis could be defeated through determination and unity. Stalingrad's legacy endures as a testament to human endurance and the devastating consequences of war. The city, renamed Volgograd in 1961, remains a symbol of Soviet resilience. Memorials such as the towering Motherland Call statue on Mamayev Kurgan stand as reminders of the sacrifices made during this epic confrontation. The psychological impact of the battle on both sides cannot be overstated. For the Germans, the defeat marked a turning point in their perception of the war. Soldiers who survived the grueling ordeal described the sense of despair and betrayal they felt as promises of relief went unfulfilled. This disillusionment spread through the ranks, weakening the morale of German forces across other fronts. For the Soviets, Stalingrad became a rallying cry, symbolizing their resilience and determination to push back against the invaders. Propaganda efforts celebrated the defenders of Stalingrad as heroes, bolstering national unity and fueling the Red Army's drive toward eventual victory in Berlin. The lessons of Stalingrad resonate beyond the history books. It underscores the importance of strategic planning, the resilience of the human spirit, and the profound cost of conflict. As one of history's most brutal battles, Stalingrad serves as a somber reminder of the horrors of war and the enduring quest for peace. In modern times, the Battle of Stalingrad continues to be studied by military strategists and historians. Its blend of urban warfare, large-scale maneuvers, and psychological warfare provides invaluable insights into the complexities of combat. It also serves as a case study in the consequences of hubris and the critical importance of adaptability in warfare. As the years pass, the memory of Stalingrad endures, not just in textbooks, but in the collective consciousness of humanity. The battle stands as a stark reminder of the price of aggression and the enduring strength of those who stand in defense of their homeland. The ruins of Stalingrad have been rebuilt, but the scars of the past remain, a testament to the resilience of its people and the lessons of history that must never be forgotten. Additionally, the cultural impact of the Battle of Stalingrad is profound. Numerous films, books, and documentaries have been created to commemorate the events and the bravery displayed by the defenders. Artists and writers have immortalized the struggle, ensuring that future generations understand the sacrifices made to preserve freedom and sovereignty. The aftermath of the battle also reshaped global geopolitics. Stalingrad's victory boosted the Soviet Union's standing among the Allies, allowing Stalin to demand greater influence in post-war negotiations. It also set the stage for the Red Army's eventual advance into Eastern Europe, shaping the contours of the Cold War that followed. Perhaps the most enduring legacy of Stalingrad lies in its lessons for humanity. The battle illustrates the devastating costs of war and the profound resilience of those who fight for their homeland. It serves as a warning against unchecked ambition and a reminder of the strength that can be found in unity and determination. In the years since the war, veterans and survivors of Stalingrad have shared their stories, ensuring that their experiences are not forgotten. These testimonies provide a deeply personal perspective on the horrors of the battle, highlighting the courage and humanity of those who endured it. Their voices remind us of the importance of remembering history to prevent such tragedies in the future. As we reflect on the Battle of Stalingrad, we are reminded of the fragile nature of peace and the enduring need for vigilance against the forces of tyranny and oppression. The story of Stalingrad is not just one of destruction and loss, but also of hope and resilience, a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure and overcome even the darkest of times. Like, comment, and subscribe to be notified when new posts come out. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you learned something new. Powerful World War II documentaries. History lives here. Don't miss what's next. Subscribe now and turn on notifications.